This lovely piece is called Seacross, and it was designed by Becky Baker. Now, when we first start working with the new yarn, one of the things we like to do is lots of swatching. And it was always intended that Laura would be used for color work as well as textured work and, C's of stocking stitch as well, just to see the beautiful color. But for color work, Becky first knit this swatch for us just as an idea. And we launched Laura out into the world, and we took this swatch around with us at shows, and knitters loved it. They were immediately drawn to it, and they said, "Where's the pattern for that swatch?" And it was like, "Oh, it's coming." But it's not that we didn't think of doing it right away, but it was just a kind of a study in what color work looks like in this yarn. And so a few months later, we worked on this design, and Becky produced this one. And it has a lovely 5 colors in the yoke, which are really beautiful. And the pattern is written so that you can have this stitch here, or this color here, where there's very limited amounts of it. You could just do it as a duplicate stitch, so you don't have to carry that extra color across as well, just keeping it a little more easy to manage. But we have knit this and seen it knit in multiple colorways, and it's gorgeous, really lovely.
What is it about Laura that is particularly suitable for this kind of color work?
Well, I mean, one obvious reason is the beautiful colors and mixing them together. And if you just pull any 2 out of a bag blindfolded and hold them together, it looks like you could make something nice with those 2 colors. But a woolen spun yarn is particularly good for color work knitting because it ends up being quite sticky on the needles, and that helps as you go across, and you have to carry the yarns along the back of the other colors as you go across, and that's very helpful as you're not dropping them and their colors aren't slipping off the needles, and it's just easier for the knitter to manage that. So a woolen spun yarn is particularly well suited to color work. Of course, you can do color work with worsted spun yarns as well. It just requires potentially a little more skill. So this is really forgiving, and then when you have it all done, part of color work knitting is getting those stitches to lie flat and even, and there's always a little bit of finesse that happens afterwards, and woolen spun yarns are really forgiving in that way, that the stitches will full out and look really nice. Mm-hmm.